Hello, my name is Nigel Broadbent and this is episode 1 of Leaflet USA, the Solution Zone. In this episode, how do we ever hold a fair election again? Stay tuned. The year is 2021 and President Trump just lost the most recent election in November last year. One half of the country says that this was a fair election, and the other half of the country says this has been the most corrupt election with cheating at all levels. The one side refuses to acknowledge any corruption, and the other side feels powerless. Different counties interpret the election rules differently due to lack of proper training, information, and limited resources. The State Department uses too many systems, and none of those talk to each other. And we end up with different numbers being reported on each different system. Election voting is impossible to track. I would guess that this election would be one of the top elections where death threats were sent out to more people than ever before in any US election. This video is not to discuss if there is any corruption, as that can continue on throughout history, and instead it is to offer a solution. A solution that all sides can agree to, whether Republican, Democrat, or Independent. The politicians in Pennsylvania have already started their process for election integrity and are trying to fix the issues. We have some good men and women in the process on both sides, but all they will end up doing is making a complicated election process even more difficult, as they are looking to fix the system and not replace it. Whatever system they agree to, as soon as it has been agreed, outsiders will start looking for ways of getting around all the new rules and regulations. The country is divided. Changing the colour of the USB stick or moving a machine 6 feet here or there will do nothing to instill confidence in the broken system. The psychological damage and despair is too deep to recover with a few fixes here or there. The only way to restore confidence is to repeal Act 77 and create a system for paper ballots. Perforated for each seat being run. The ballots can then be detached via their perforations under full observation of the certified poll watchers at the polling station. Before leaving the polling station, the results will be announced. Watchers can stand behind counters, making notes and confirming in real time. There will need to be more polling stations open in some areas to make counting easier to manage. Poll watchers will be given more power to challenge issues with the judge of elections. Maybe it's time for 2 judges of elections at every polling station. An elected Democrat and an elected Republican. And both judges will have to agree on the outcome of any decision presented by a poll watcher or any incident at that location. All ballots that have issues will be placed into a box for later discussion and will remain in that box once counted after the election, should they be challenged at a later time. Okay, so as you can see, here's some pictures of paper ballots being counted. You can clearly see that candidates and poll watchers are clearly watching and taking notes and keeping check of everything that's going on. Easily visible, easy to cross-examine later if someone wants to do a recount. All the information is kept in one place and recorded prior to moving on to somewhere else. This is a fair way of doing things for both sides. The smaller number of absentee ballots would be opened and counted by hand at a secure location and guarded. No scanning or machines used, and watchers allowed to check the signature on the envelope so they can confirm it is legitimate. The envelope will be kept with the ballot in case of any future audit, if needed. Provisional ballots at the polling station will continue as normal and counted at the polling station where it is presented and included with the total results at that time. If later the provisional ballot is found to be not acceptable, then the candidate will lose those votes and it will be documented and available for any future investigation. No mail-in ballots. Only absentee ballots with proof of being absent. The system will be equal for everyone. No voter oppression. Equality and social justice for everyone. That builds the system back better. Republicans must demand a system to something like this. It is the only way forward. And Democrats, I appeal to your better judgment to also push for a system like this, which is simple, easy to follow and understand and fair for everyone. Both sides, you need to make the election fair. By making the system too complicated, no matter how good you feel the system is, it will be abused by someone and manipulated, either by Republicans or Democrats in the future. So that is why we must come together and agree on a system that we can all unite together and start to heal the country. Every vote will be heard and every vote will be counted. So how do we achieve this? If you are a voter in Pennsylvania, then contact your representative, whether Republican or Democrat, and ask them to support the following. A link will be provided below where you can access your state House and Senate representative. It is up to us, the voters, to encourage our representatives to go back to basics and create a fair system. My final comment will be for the state legislator. This is your responsibility. You make the rules for voting in Pennsylvania. It is not the State Department, the judiciary, or the governor. This is the responsibility of the state legislator only. Everyone else abides by the decisions that you make. As long as you stay within the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania's Constitution and the US Constitution that protects us all. For those of you religious, please pray on this issue and make the right decision. For those of you who are not religious, then I will pray for you. Thank you for watching the first episode. Until next time, don't forget to like and share and subscribe. Thank you.